Well, there is a problem with a couple of the people that come out to this wedding. They basically hate each other. But, you know, hate's very close to love, so they're not sure which one it is they are. And during the course of the thing, they have to battle with hate and love, and it's up to everyone else to make sure that those two get together and realise that that they are meant to be soulmates. And so it's a little bit of everyone has a bit of fun in finding a way to manipulate this situation.
When I first met Sydney Sweeney, I didn't know what to expect. You know, I think I've seen her in White Lotus and Euphoria, and she's a young woman, and she's, you know, you just never know. And she was the sweetest little creature I'd ever experienced. I mean, she came right up to me and hugged me, and she was a fan of like Law and Order, I think, and she's tiny, but she's mighty. And I hope people don't ever forget that, because she's incredibly smart. I feel like, and Glen and I have actually talked about this, that she's schooling us on like some of the business of this industry right now. She's really an innovative, creative young woman, very talented, clearly, beautiful, but beautiful on the inside as well as on the out.
Sydney's one of those characters that you look at Sydney and, you know, she's quite quiet and contemplative, and then she suddenly smiles about something, and then she just lights up, and like the whole room comes alive, and so she's delightful. Her and Glen Powell, who plays the other lead, and they're the two that you're trying to get together. Her and Glen are a really lovely couple together, and I see them giggling their heads off a lot of the time.
Working with Sydney is really good. Yeah, I mean, I've seen her in a few other things like White Lotus and Euphoria and her other shows, and she just plays this so well. Like, she plays, from what I've seen anyway, she plays the comedy really well. Like, she's just so readable on screen, and so natural as well. And I'm really excited for her. Yeah, I don't know. It's really tough. I really like her work, and I really like her as a person, because even though she's, you know, an incredible actress and everything, she's still down to earth, and she's still, you know, she's still a human, and she's still a really kind person. And she does, you know, she's great to have on set as well, because she just booked an ice cream truck the other day, which is great. So we're all having ice cream the other day. I mean, I didn't, because I was on set doing something at the time, but everyone else had ice cream, so that was very generous of her. And we just did a bus tour that she booked around Sydney. Around Sydney the place, not Sydney. Well, that wouldn't take very long if it was going around her. But yeah, we went around Sydney, which was good. Rained a lot that day, but we still had fun. We were sitting up the top of the bus, getting poured on, but we were just telling each other jokes and laughing. And Glen was just in pain because I was making a lot of puns, and he was in a lot of pain because he doesn't like puns very much. I think he does. I think he secretly liked it, but Sydney was there laughing hysterically, and Glen just looked like he was getting tortured.
Me and Ben's relationship is amazing, man. He's like a great guy, all-American guy. He takes his health serious. He's always active. Let's just say he likes to do things in the outdoors, where more so me, I'm more into art and painting and doing music and stuff like that. So we both the opposite. And it's great to, you know, work with somebody that I've seen on TV, and then to be on set with him and see what he's doing is amazing. And he brings out the best in me too, you know, because sometimes I might be too in my head when I'm thinking about the scene or the role or just even the opportunity, because it's a big thing for me. Like, to be a new actor in the TV world, movie world, and to be way out here in Australia working with Glen Powell, he's playing Ben, is just dope. So sometimes he reminds me like, yo, don't be so hard on yourself, man. Just have fun. You know, you're here for a reason. So I love working with Glen, AKA Ben. I can't wait till y'all to see what we do. Our bond is dope.
Every day he turns up, he just lights up the room. He's so positive. He walks in, and he's not putting it on either. Like, you meet him outside of the film set, and he's exactly who he is when he turns up to set. And he's just infectious, and his energy is really great. And he's so funny. Like, I watch him on screen, and I watch his reactions. Even if he's got a scene where he's not leading the scene, he's just reacting. His reactions are hilarious. Like, sometimes, you know, if I'm, you know, we've got a couple of scenes where maybe I'm the one that's leading it, and yet I still find myself like almost laughing at his reactions. Sometimes he laughs and sometimes I laugh, but he just, I don't know. He's just very good at taking direction from Will and then making it his own. So yeah, I really admire him, and I really like his energy that he brings to set, because yeah, it's infectious.
People coming, people going, people misunderstanding, people pretending, people being busted for pretending, some people not understanding what's going on, some people so in on the joke. It's, you know, having grown up doing theatre, it just feels wonderful, rare in a film. But all that kind of playfulness and I think the tightness of the cast, it's like we're doing a Shakespearean comedy. Because you do have these scenes and we all get to see each other's performance. And sometimes you're on films where you never really got to see what that actor does. But we've had a chance, you know, to observe everybody. And, you know, I just have to say these, you know, young actors, I'm so impressed with Sydney, her professionalism, and Alex, of course, and Hadley. They're just such hardworking, respectful young people. They're just young professionals really working on their craft.
Now I know the trick, which is to really just take their youth energy and absorb it. So now it's become part of my program to I've always tried to have a lot of fun when I'm working, but now I really get it now that I'm a notch older than a lot of the cast members I work with. So here's to you guys, all y'all. It's been an amazing run this last year with such young, amazingly dedicated young actors. So
I said, who's my husband? And they said, Dermot Mulroney. And I just laughed because, of course, really the only other romantic comedy I've done is My Best Friend's Wedding. And Dermot was the paramour of Julia Roberts 25 years ago. So I just had a laugh and I thought, okay, it's meant to be.
The one and only Bryan Brown, who I am completely in love with. And I'm really giddy about that because probably from the very first moments that we met, we kind of clicked. We had some dance rehearsals, which is like, and we just, you know, we both were like, okay, copy that. We're not 20. We're going to figure this out. We're going to be able to, you know, step by step, we could do it. And we giggled and sweated together, and it just made a really cute bond. And I just adore him. He just keeps me laughing. I've started, you know, rewatching some of his classic movies. You know, Breaker Morant. I just watched the other night, and you know, I mean, wow. I mean, he's just phenomenal. Has been there, phenomenal, and still is phenomenal. He's just a treat to work with, and you know, not only getting this job was really wonderful, but getting this job and playing his wife is a gift.
I'm just very lucky that I have Michelle playing my wife because she's delightful and she laughs at all my jokes and at Dermot's jokes. So in fact, you know, when she's not working, she's just basically giggling. But I thoroughly enjoy her. She's a lovely actress, but you know, just a really lovely person. You know, and we have to, you know, basically, you know, what Will Gluck, the director, says is, you know, our bit is to show that we are really in love. Well, you know, that can be difficult if you know, despise each other, but we don't despise each other. We actually quite enjoy holding hands and having the odd kiss on the cheek and stuff like that. So I'm very lucky to have Michelle as playing my wife in this. Okay.
Now, baby. Yes.
big dog.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Hey,
The love and family.
yeah, you see it.
I think people are amongst this group are great people in spirit, and I think people around us, everybody loves their job, no matter how long they've been doing it. I feel like everybody's excited to be here because as an actor, it's not like the common 9 to 5 where you know that you got a little bit of safety net and security. Like one day it could be over the next day, you know, so you always got to be grateful for your next project and your opportunity. So I think everybody here is on the same path as far as that goes, and we all come from different walks of life. So it's just a fun group, you know, because we never been around each other. Like I never met Sydney Sweeney, I never met Glen Powell, but just to be amongst them and telling them like, yo man, I love what you do, and then everybody's just got that feeling of appreciation. So I think everybody is very grateful to be here and working with Will Gluck.
Working, respectful young people. They're just young professionals really working on their craft. Oh my God, I've never been in a cast where there is like constant programming. It's like, we're going to watch my best friend's wedding and we're all got a box at the football. And, this weekend I think Dermot has arranged everybody to go away to the Blue Mountains and stay in these cabins. And I have never been on a film like that. And I don't know if it's kind of post-COVID, that kind of wanting to be together and probably not wanting to be alone in our hotel rooms, that there's I don't know, barefoot ball. There's something every bloody weekend. It's so cute. And no one's alone, and no one's left alone going, I'm on the other side of the world without my family and friends, which is certainly the first 20 years of my life. No one would come and visit. Glen's got his parents. They come out for a month. Every time he's on a film, his parents turn up for a month. And he's like, I'm so happy. My mum and dad are here. It's like, it's gorgeous. So, yeah, there is a lot of, a real tightness. It's lovely. And a looking after, I think, which is the most important aspect of that.
Well, it's a postcard to Sydney. My God. I mean, I've done a lot of films that show Sydney. In fact, Palm Beach, a movie I did 4 years ago, showed Palm Beach, and you start off flying over Sydney. This... the other night we were on Sydney Harbour for 4 nights, the middle of the night. And I know this joint inside out. Looking back at the Circular Quay, under the bridge, Luna Park, Bangaroo, the lights and it's like you're in a fantasy land. It'll be very wonderful to just see how fantastic that is. And Palm Beach, of course, is is one of the really unique, wonderful, unspoilt sort of places in the world.
Coming here to Australia was my very first time. Has been glorious. It's just wonderful. The vista is part of it's another character in the film. It has to be here, right? We needed to shoot it here. It gives us life and gives us sort of the energy and the rhythm of this film. Also, just on the selfish side, I'm staying down in Bondi Beach and woohoo, being able to film every day and, come home to see a glorious beach like that in your backyard. It's amazing.
Speaking from experience about how rom-coms work, and how they operate in our culture and how enduring they are. What we all decided as a group was to consider making this a really important movie, even though rom-coms have a lighter feel and they may seem somewhat superficial even, right? In this day and age, movies that can authentically capture a love story that has real conflict in it and real characters at play, is rare. So I know from the films that I did, even 20 plus years ago, how important these movies are to people. So that's how we're approaching this. All of us as a group, that's one of our bonds too, that we're not just writing this off as a fun job in Sydney, Australia. We're taking it on as a serious task to deliver on something that's gonna last for decades, if not longer. And gosh, rom-coms are so important. That's something I didn't know years and years ago, and I sure know now, so it's great to come at it from this side.
This is a great modern day rom-com because, like I said, love conquers all, and love is the foundation and the glue that all holds us together. So when you see people from different walks of life loving each other, smiling, being happy, even different genders getting together, it just makes the world feel better, because that's the day and time that we living in right now. It's about not sticking to the regular guidelines. You can do it your way and still be happy and still be true to yourself, So that's why I think it's a great rom-com, because it's inspiring, it's funny, of course, and you got some great actors in it.
I think the thing that's going to make this a really great rom-com is just all the cast and the characters, and also Will directing it. I think it's, Will can make, a rom-com. It doesn't matter when he makes it. I think it will be successful because he's just so good at finding when things will fit together and how to make it enjoyable.
Seeing a rom-com, an actual funny, hilarious, romantic rom-com in a theater hasn't happened in a while for people, I don't think, for obvious reasons, lockdown and so forth, but even before that, there'd been fewer and fewer of them, so I think it's time to regenerate this viewing experience. People still like watching movies the most in movie theaters, so this would be a great one to see with a whole group. where you'd all have that shared experience.
It's a different way of telling a story. You know, you get to sit back and be immersed in the story. It doesn't let you be distracted or divide your attention. And also to see this kind of a movie with a whole crowd of other people who want to see this kind of movie, it'll just make the smile that much more bigger, the laughs that much more hearty, and the love that much more deep. So I really do hope everybody goes to see this in the movie theater. Go to see it with one of those recliner chairs. Have a little popcorn, a little meal at the same time. It'll be really fun.
I think that people should go see this in cinema because it's going to be like an outing where they can go have fun and with their friends. And, you take your popcorn, it's one of those movies, when there's so many serious movies out, this is going to be one of those fun ones that you can go take your family to and, just enjoy it, have a good laugh. And it's going to be great to see on the big screen as well, see Australia on the big screen. And, I'm really excited for it.